Today, I'll be talking about my favorite water slides. Water slides, just like any other thrilling attraction, I love. And lucky enough, I've been to many water parks if that means that it's connected to a theme park or a standalone water park. Before we start, I like water slides that have good drops, last a long time, and get you extremely wet, but other than that, let's begin. In last place is Big Boa Falls at Zambezi Bay in Columbus. Even though this is last place on the list, it's still a solid water slide. It starts off with a really good drop with solid airtime. Then you hit the half pipe element, which is pretty cool, going up and falling backwards to finish the ride. After the half pipe, you hit a little hill that really doesn't do much, but the entire time you're getting sprayed by water, which is a really good way to finish this ride out, and a solid number 2 for this park. Next on the list is Cara Cara Curl at Aquatica. I don't know what about this ride I love so much, but it's short and sweet and amazing. It's just like every other half-pipe slide where you just drop, go up, and drop back down, but I don't know why, but this ride is really good. But this drop is crazy. Even though it's not the largest, it's easily in my top 3 favorite drops on a water slide. Plus, the wall is good too, and one of the steeper ones that I've been on, and it feels like it's 90 degrees at the top. Plus, you still have a lot of speed coming off the wall, and when you hit the pool, you get crushed by a wave of water, which is awesome. In the 8th spot is Triple Twist at Grove Lodge in Mason, Ohio. This ride is if you took 3 mini cones and put it all in one ride. Each drop is small but hits hard, and so does each cone while we're at it. Each one sprays an extreme amount of water on the way down, and it's great. It's like getting hit with a wall of water 3 times, and it soaks you, which is why I love this ride so much. Especially that second one. That one crushes you with so much water, it's crazy. This ride is very underrated since it's not a very well or known location, but it's easily the best water slide at this park. Up next is Cyclone at Zambezi Bay. This is a huge cone slide, and the best at Zambezi Bay in my opinion. You take a right-hand turn about 180 degrees and you have the first drop. This is a great drop and probably in my top 3 to 5 water slide drops that I've been on. It helps that this thing is huge, and going backwards down this thing is so fun, and the airtime's crazy. Then you rock back and forth in the cone, and each time you hit the bottom of the cone, you get sprayed with so much water. This ride is really good, but always has a 1 hour long line, which is why I don't really go on this often, even though I live 30 seconds away from this park. But when I do get on this thing, it's really great. The ride that just missed the top 5 is Honu at Volcano Bay. This might be the best pure half-pipe ride that I've been on, since it has 2 of them. Even though there are 2, that does not mean that it's small. These are both huge half-pipes. You start off with a turn and hit the first drop, and it's great. You go up the wall, fall backwards, and hit a wall of water. Before you can figure out what just happened, you hit another drop that's just as good and as tall as the first one. You do it all again, going up, falling backwards, and hitting the pool of water. This ride is really good because of its drops and the amount of water that gets splashed on top of you, and also this was my first slide at Volcano Bay too. I'm very proud of the top 5 water slides that I've been on since every ride here is at least a 9 out of 10 and a must-do at their park, but the first ride in my top 5 is... Kokiri Body Slides comes in 5th place, also at Volcano Bay. This is one of the largest water slides in the world. It is towards the top of the 200-foot volcano, and the view from the top is so good that you can even see Mako, which is insane. This ride is just an adrenaline rush. It's like the Top Thrill Dragster or the King Taka of water slides. A very short experience with some of the best thrills in the world, and the trapdoor feature adds so much suspense, and this ride is elite and definitely a must-do at this park. Next up is the most unique slide on the list, Ray Rush at Aquatica. This ride is so unique with multiple cool water slide elements that you usually don't see in one ride. It starts off with a straight launch, which is cool and a good way to gain speed without having a first drop. You take a left-hand turn and hit the part where you get the most wet. You take a small drop and rock back and forth in the little cone section and get splashed with a lot of water. After the cone, you take a right turn and hit the huge half pipe with a great drop. This drop is amazing and the half pipe is also really cool, but compared to many other half pipes on this list, it really doesn't get you all that wet, which is why it's at number 4, but the uniqueness is just so cool. Third place is E's Breakaway Falls, also at Aquatica. This ride is definitely the most intense water slide on this list, and I don't really know if it's really close. You start off with an amazing trap door where it gets me every time, and it's so fun and very suspenseful. Then you go through the layout, which is some of the quickest direction changes of any water slide, and it's so intense. Plus, you have water in your face the entire time, so you have no idea where you're going at all. But this ride is very short, being only about 15 to 20 seconds, but every second is so fun and intense, and a must-do and the best ride at Aquatica. In second place is one that you might have not heard of, but it's Hydro Plunge at Grey Wolf Lodge in Mason, Ohio. Sadly, this is a defunct water slide, so you can't ride it anymore, but while it was around, it was crazy. Out of any water slide that I've been on, this one has gotten me the most soaked out of all of them. And it helps that at the top of every hill has a wall of water, and I'm not kidding, like an actual wall of water. And even though this is a short ride, all 3 drops are perfect and have great airtime. Overall, this ride is amazing, and I wish it was still around. In first place is Krakatoa at Volcano Bay. This is arguably the greatest water slide of all time. But my only problem with this ride is that it really doesn't get you as wet as many other slides on this list. But other than that, this ride is perfect down to the last detail. This ride has unmatched length for a water slide, 7 elite drops with great airtime, especially that last one being the largest one on the ride. And it's a water coaster, meaning that you know it will never lose its speed the entire ride. Last thing is that it's intertwined in the volcano, creating a great spectacle, passing over many other slides and throughout the volcano. I would highly recommend trying to ride this multiple times during your visit, and every ride is so good, and you will not be disappointed. Thanks for watching. Comment your favorite water slides down in the comment section below, and other than that, have a good day.